This your boy Enlightened Luciferian Prince coming at y'all once again. Let some people roll in real quick. Let you roll in real quick. We'll take it from there. This is an expansion on the understanding of expanding your level of awareness about things going on around you, your personal life, whatever case may be, or also managing those parasitical forces who wish to try to take you under. We all know that some of us, we can verify that there are some things in our personal lives that wish to take us under. It's a proven fact. Now, this is an awareness about, lowering the level of toxicity in your life. Yes, people, I'm going live because for some reason or another, since I've been uploading videos to YouTube, it takes a slow response or a slow response time for my audience to actually, get this information. So what I want to tell you is that this is going to be something that's going to be very eye-opening, very hard for some people to take who are still sitting at the cognitively dissonant state. And also to mention, it's going to take some spiritual maturity to digest what I'm getting ready to say. So, as I say before, think before you do. The chats are disactive at this point because I like to keep myself focused on, the topic of discussion. And the people who have personal questions, you can email me. My email is in the description below the video. But the motto is think before you do. Let's roll. If you would show weakness once, it is the end for you. It is very hard to break the influence if such mistake has been done in the past. However, it's entirely possible. We're going to emphasize the word possible. Through the employment of the below tactics to avoid to meet or associate with those who are parasitic entirely. If they've met you, say you need to go and leave. Avoid to engage. You're in a hurry and must go. Fear is their only weapon. So to avoid it, to show in any form, even use a diaper as an excuse, if required, it's essential for you to break it completely. See that those people are harmless, despite it might be hard to believe for yourself. Initially, as muscles tense up, past may come, and means nothing. It needs to be a gradual change unless the appropriate time passes and the last won't be dealt with. Usually for the immoral would leave your area. Stay still when concerned or cornered. Stay to the very end. Nobody would touch you if you won't show the dread. Even in so, you would be very little or to no harm will ever come to you. But the only thing which matters is that you stood and faced them, never to provoke. Prove you changed as it would be the test for your time to have passed. What am I saying? In layman's terms, this particularly means that when you deal with people who are toxic or who have been toxic in your existence, what you do is you do not resist them. Do not resist them in the sense that you have to have some sort of defensiveness towards them. I don't care who it is. It could be a past lover. It could be a family member. It could be a childhood so-called, say a bully in your past, whatever. Your objective is to never react the way they expect you to. In other words, what you do is you do not let parasites play upon your energy. You do not give more than is required than what actually calls for in that situation. See, we are in a society that teaches you how to react. This is a reactionary society. It's just like you're driving on a road and someone cuts you off. Your first response is to get angry. But you have to realize that it's not you. You're in control of your own vehicle. That person is in control of theirs. So as long as you make sure that you're in control of yours, then whatever that person wishes to engage in, they're going to meet it eventually. You have to realize the way that things attract in life is based upon a sense of matter. It's based upon a sense of hapstance. So if someone has a negative side pops up in their mind, and when they wake up and you have a positive sign that pops up in your mind, are you going to allow that negative to actually absolve you of your positivity? I hope you wouldn't do that, because then you're shortchanging yourself out of the extent of a better existence. Those people are always going to be that way. That's what people don't get. Those people will always be that way. Whether they're toxic, negative, or all the above, they're going to stay that way because they function on a lower vibrational plane. Now, as a person who is, what I call time travelers, not saying you can go back and forth in time. I'm saying walking through time and space. You shouldn't have that type of mentality in you. That mentality will burden your spirit down, and it will delay and it will hinder you from your progress and your spiritual journey. So what I'm saying is get rid of those those environments, those people, those places, and those things that bring along that toxic that activity, and then you'll see things start to progress. Trust me, it works. Sometimes you need to be by yourself in order to actually develop a higher sense of being, because now you're listening to no one else but yourself. You're listening to you. Let's proceed. Next stage will be to gradually show your new properties. Explain. If you meet an example on the street or other what happened, if you worked on something, your grandparent died, whatever, universe forbid it happens, but they lived a full life, they're your grandparents, must be verifiable truth. If it is only allowed to ever say it. If you made such a mistake in the past, admit to it. But if you didn't, repeat that you would do the same if it would happen today. Avoid to, however, associate, underline the word associate, anymore with those people ever. They are the closed chapter. Period. Period. Done. They're over with. It's over with. You don't need to have nothing else to say or deal with those people. Do not feel morally or spiritually obligated to deal with toxic people. Never. Third phase is to avoid any contacts or associations with these people, such as someone sending a third party to contact you through this individual who's trying to say, no, have nothing to do with them. Completely and forever. Block their phone numbers or change yours. Disallow yourself to speak with them. Morality is what counts. You experience all time moral energy through the state of your being, the way how you feel. When you perpetrate an immoral action, an example, screaming on somebody who shouldn't supposed to get such treatment, an emotional reaction of yours, you might feel as if something inside of you has been permanently lost or dropped forever. A similar event might be experienced the other way, when a parasite attaches it to your conscience by causing you to feel a sense of shame, guilt, or any other emotion which shouldn't be by you experienced due to your trust in his or her lies or by being used. This is the drain. Begins. It felt immensely on the higher states of the soul, an example, adoration, but can also be experienced at the lower ones as well. You're required to focus on this energy deep within and use it as a guide. You know how they tell you to go with your gut? It's instinctual. You have to take it into consideration, people, that when you live the life that you live, as far as I say, in my terminology, as a ghost in a machine, that's what you are. You're just operating a body, and you're a spiritual being. But you have to be aware that other entities and other spiritual beings wish to inhabit the same plane as you do. And trust me, they're not all out here to do the same thing. We're not all out here to do the same thing. That's why so many people get caught up in imagery as opposed to realization. See, realize, see lies. So once you actually open up your channel to actually view the fraudulent nature of what some people are, then you can evade their traps because you know what it is. See, anytime you're in a situation where someone has to tell you to calm down, that's someone who's trying to suppress your higher aggressive nature from you actually saying what you have to say. Oh, you need to calm down. Calm down for what? If I had to say this is the truth, so be it. Not saying physical, saying voice-firstly, saying what you have to say. Some people can't get that. So you have to calm down. Lower your voice. No, I don't. I need to shout this from the rooftops because if a wrong is being done, a wrong is being done. Little do people know the voices of many people who actually speak truth, who actually speak things into existence or manifest, has been suppressed for quite some time. Now, I know the fear factor that has been embraced upon people is to believe that there's some sense of you not actually having to be encased or enclosed in some sort of sense of you not being able to say what you want to say. You've been wanting to say it all your life. That's why you were born, because you were born with a purpose to say what you have to say. So, back in the day, when we growing up, teachers used to try to put their hands over your mouth. Don't say that. Oh, so you've been trying to suppress me since I was young. So now that I'm an adult and I can say what I want to say, I don't know why people feel like you have to be an adult to say what you want to say. Because it says that out of the mouth of babes shall praise be perfected. So you can say what you have to say and don't ever feel like you have to be obligated to not say it. Say what you got to say. If you feel like it's on your conscience to say it, remember, it's a divine message. And if you ever delay a divine message, guess what? Your time runs out. Say what you have to say. Don't ever let nobody suppress you. Period. You know what I'm saying? You are required to focus on this energy deep within and use it as a guide. Say what you have to say. If you feel a convicting truth, you feel something that's important, you feel as if you had to say it, say it. But don't ever let no one tell you you're wrong. Always prove people wrong with facts. Remember that. Let's go. Avoid it to ever be dreaded by any immoral attack. Number one is to pause. Usually for 3 seconds or more is enough to stop your emotional responses, which they will appear. But your role is to not conceive them as an act of intelligent being. Pause, always and automatically. Number two, think and assess your situation. Remove immediately any dangers. If there is something which needs to be handled immediately, keep calm, remove, and deal with any imminent dangers. Number three, deal with the person and do it now in a moral manner. Your defense must be successful and effective. An example, particularly the last. Subsection, instruct the person who did wrong, took those harming or interfering actions. Ensure that he knows what he did or she did is wrong and would abandon it, repeating it again. Explain more profoundly if it's needed to be and expect it truly by the person. B, if the harm had been done purposefully and it is required, make sure he or she will be liable for whatever damaged property may ensue. Take appropriate action if required. Grabbing him or her from the premise, example, forbidden. It is, however, to pass beyond the point of means absolutely necessary to remove any danger or progress to more or continue work on your goal, which as it requires. Yet also, you should resolve over any immoral actions like name calling, provocations, so forth and so on. You shouldn't say more than is necessary. You would know the limit. Moral defense involves using steps and methods which are suited for the type of attack performed. For instance, if somebody has name called you, you're not allowed to, example, kill that person or even beat, yet you're required to use the verbal defense solely, which resembles methods used in attack, but just to ignore it as you're able to accomplish your goals. Dealt with, ask always your conscience. Ask always your conscience. If only ensure the item or method of defense is available to you at the time, it is all goal related and make sure you learn it. What am I saying, people? This is how you preserve your moral energy, because right now, at any time in history, little did people know that there was a certain psychological weapon that has been used against populaces of people to basically drive them away from their moral energy or to take them away from their moral responsibility, which is self. We've always projected and focused ourselves on other people our whole lives by worrying about what the other people think. Yes, I blanked that out. we always worry about what the fuck other people think. You know, and I try to tell people that the life that you've been given to live is not to be based upon expectations of what someone else wants you to be. If you want to be what you want to be and self-actualize, you have all actuality to do that. Proven fact. But no, some of us get sucked under the tidal waves of social influence, which are toxic waters at least, and we don't take control of our own existence. And this is one of the reasons why we can never achieve a state of true happiness. You know, we cannot. People think that working hard and doing things other and be above the expectations of what people think is what life is about, and it's not about that. You know, the people in my audience, I know I'm talking to someone that's actually in the audience, or some people, multiple. But mostly you have to realize that as you're seeking your higher elevation, you're going to witness and see and experience a lot of things you might not like. That's a proven fact. Some things you're not going to like on this journey. Some people, you're going to see their double-sided nature. You're not going to like it. You're going to see some of the people you've actually trusted and dealt with for quite a long time aren't who they seem to be. So now that you get that conscientiousness driven through your skull, it's going to hit a point where you're going to actually face a harsh reality that, number one, numero uno, who you're looking every day in the mirror is the one who's in the game. And remember, you're in this game alone. Period. Now, you don't have to be. And loneliness is never really a bad thing. Loneliness is a time for contemplation and meditation. So don't ever take it like people say, well, you're a loner and it's not unhealthy. No, being alone sometimes is a very healthy choice. Very healthy. Because it gives you self-reflection, meditation. Let me teach you this. Little do you know, in regards to your appearance, I don't care if you go out for a nice casual meal or you go out to go shop. Whatever you put on, it's not what you put on based upon how you want to wear it, with few exceptions, but it's based upon how other people view you. So you put on a certain type of shoe or a certain type of jean or dress, whatever, or a certain type of shirt, and you also put on certain types of, accoutrements like perfume, cologne, you wear a certain type of, accessories or whatever. It's all about what people think about you. But the question that you really should ask yourself is, what do you think about you before you put those things on? Just quote your noodle right there, because it's the truth. People feel like they have to validate themselves, even though you have to realize that the spirit speaks beyond anything that you can place upon the flesh, basically. So if you're comfortable in the skin you're in, so be it. See, me, when I go in public, people swear to God I'm a gang member. Just how I look. But nowadays, if you look at gang members, they wear skinny jeans and what? I don't. Go figure. So are you talking about today's imagery or are you talking about yesterday's imagery? Think about it. They can have their entitlement to their opinion, but in no way, shape, or form. I'm just comfortable how I am. Shit, I'm just out here just trying to pick up some goods from the hardware store. Do gang members do that? Didn't think so. And it's all about perception is what I'm saying. Because people want you to perceive something a certain way, and they want you to digest the culturally negative attitude about how things are going in life, and they have no idea significantly. None whatsoever. So, in closing, people, I say this. Live your life. Live it to the fullest of the advantage that you have. And let me tell you something in closing. Never be afraid. Never. Fear is how things are perpetuated through society because it paralyzes people's initiative. Straight. As long as your initiative is never paralyzed by decisions or constructs, you're free to go. Simple. So let's take the word fear and let's replace it with the word live and do that. Live. Not saying recklessly, but do what you have to do. Life's too short to live inside of constructs. And a lot of people might be like, well, yeah, you need this. Yeah, I agree. In certain instances, I totally agree that, yeah, we live in a poisonous society. But that should never stop you from doing what you need to do. Never let it stop you. Keep going. Because it's always at your weakest moment or at your lowest point of vulnerability that's the time that the Creator uses to help you break through. Straight. Whatever you're going through, trust me. Keep going. But listen to the voice within. That strong, instinctive voice. It's in you. You're going to make it. Now, I know this word was actually placed on me to speak to somebody, some people, or even to future generations, but keep going. You got it. You got it in you. As long as you have health, you have wealth. Period. How is it that we live in a world or society, so to speak, with people who are multi-billionaires, right? Book host bills, houses, properties. But somehow they just keep needing these transplants. But if you live in the essence and divine creation that you were born to be, you don't have those problems. So, is it worth more to be rich? I don't think so. But if you have your health, you have your wealth. You know? Once you try to fashion and style your life behind something that is placed before your eyes, you start to become that thing. Don't let it become you. What I'm saying is, don't let death become you. Don't let marketism and consumerism swallow you whole. Live in your natural essence. You'll see longer days. Notice what it said. Those who respect their parents, the longer their days on the land. Now, we think in a literal sense, are adults. No, we're talking about our spiritual, intelligent, higher beings. Those are our parents. See, the ones that actually gave you existence are your biological entities. But respect your potencies, so to speak. You'll find out. You'll see long days on the land. You will. Peace, light, love to y'all. You know? Preserve your moral energy. Stay away from parasites. And everything else, dissect it, chop it, play it again if you need to in the future. It is what it is. My supporters, Dodger Dog, you know what I'm saying? George Talamentes, Mr. Cotton, that's what I call it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep rocking with me. I'm going to keep putting this content out here. It is what it is. Anyone who has my personal phone number, very few who do, but shoot a text message. It is what it is. Stay a part of the community. Stay a part of the uplifted. And remember, the end result of the power is always within you. Now, if you don't believe that, then you're probably controlled by something else. But the power to excel is within you. Y'all stay safe out there. Peace, light, love. Those who have the Luciferian doctrine, you know where I'm at. Preserve your moral energy and make sure you keep these parasites up off you. That way you can live the life that you were designed to live, not by anyone's construct, but by the way you wish it to be. And that's the most beautiful existence. The way you wish it to be. And then you'll see self-actualization. Take care. Stay up.